This video is to show you how to do Sailing Home. Now, this is another piece that's written on the stave, and in musicianship we have talked about this note here, which is a semi-breve in traditional terms, but we've called it a 4-or because it lasts for 4 beats. And when they've learnt to clap it, we've learnt to clap 4-or, and we keep our hands stuck together for those 4 beats. Now, clapping and saying the rhythm names of this piece is going to take quite a long time, but if you put the backing track on, it will help them be able to read the notation. So they say 4-or, 4-or, and maybe following with their finger, 4-or, 4-or, and it carries on along the second line, along the third line, along the fourth line, and then they go back to the beginning and they go through here and through here and they finish it. It's called a DC da capo al fine. So it goes back to the top and then to the end. Fine is an Italian word for end. So that's a good exercise to get them to start reading the notation. Then you can colour in, but not the insides of the bobs because they have to stay clear and white. But you can do a red circle around each of the D's, and then we do a blue circle around the A's. And there's the A's there. All the others are D's, apart from the 2 G's down here. Okay, and then once you've done that, what I would suggest is that we do the double bow hold, okay, at the different parts of our bodies. So we hover the bow and we do a D, D, D near our knees, and when you go up to the A, you hover it up here, and then when we go down to the G, you slide your bow along the floor and make sure it rocks one way for the D and then back the other way for the D and one way for the D and back the other way for the D. So they're getting used to how the bow is going to move when they're playing it. So that activity means that they're singing, they're using their voices to pitch, they're getting used to the lightness of their bow as they're using the full bows as they're doing it, they're remembering which part of the body each of the strings is in, so it's very big and kinesthetic movements. Once you've done that a few times, it should start to go into their brain how the whole part works. Then to start off with, we're just going to have a go at doing it on the D string. So put your bow at balance point, get your lazy sailor bow hold sorted, so shark's fin in its cave, 3 lazy sailors, look out on top, make sure that the elbow and the wrist are in line. And then we have a go at pulling the bow all the way. The bow is between at the top where the 2 F holes are, and the shelf, the violin shelf is nice and flat so that the bow's not dropping down. So make sure that the violin is up. And then we're going to pull the bow for 4 beats and see if we can get right to the tip. So D, and the elbow extends so that the hand ends up pointing away from you, and then you go back again. 2, 3, 4, and this time we go past the balance point as close as we can to the heel, and again the tip of the bow ends up pointing away from you. So we're drawing, if I drop my violin so that you can actually see, we're drawing a smile, so it starts from there and goes round to there. Okay, so we'll have a go at just doing D's. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they can keep that going all the way through with the backing track going. And then when they're getting good at that, we have a go at just changing the level to a different string. So in the second line we have 2 D's, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we drop our elbow a little bit and go to an A, and lift the elbow and we go to a D. That's it, fantastic. And then the third line we're going between A's and D's, so again we drop the elbow, 2, 3, 4, lift the elbow, 2, 3, 4, drop the elbow, 2, 3, 4, lift the elbow. And then we have to, when we get to the heel this time, we lift the elbow right up to get to the G string. 2, 3, 4, drop the elbow for the D. 2, 3, 4, lift the elbow. 2, 3, 4, drop the elbow. And then we go back to the beginning where they're playing just D strings. Okay. So just getting those slow smiley bows on a D string all the way through is fantastic. Getting that slow action. If the action is not working properly and the child's going behind with their elbow like this, then practicing it on your arm outstretched. So D, D, doing the sleeve bowing. D in time to the backing track. A, D, G, D, A, and this should help the elbow come forwards and do the movement that we need for the slow smiley bows. Okay, have fun.